thing can fly. I mean, it's like it's like, oh, do you work for the government? No, I just made a rocket pack, just for Comic-Con. Not a big deal. It's just a rocket pack. It only flies for 2 hours. You know, it's not real. It's a Comic-Con.
That's kind of terrifying that it's getting that advanced.
It's getting crazy.
Yikes.
I love it.
We do. Well, we have so many great cosplayers here, and we actually have a whole other hall dedicated to the cosplay masquerades. Make sure that you guys see that. Well, I could sit up here and fangirl all day long, but we already have people lining up for questions. So let's get to microphone number 1 here on the right. Hello.
Hi, I'm Roxy.
Hi, Roxy.
Hi again.
You fought zombies, so my question for you is, what are you afraid of the most?
What are you afraid of the most?
Oh.
You know, it's so funny. You don't even have a thick accent, but I was wondering like how all of the Americans are going to deal with the Liverpool accents.
I'm so glad Tom's here.
In Aberdeen, it's so funny to watch. Yeah.
It's pretty funny, like seeing people deal with the accents. I'm not great with spiders, and that scene in I can't even talk about that. That scene in a movie that was a very famous trilogy, which was. Oh, I can talk about the book. I can talk about that because it was books.
Yes.
There was a book series called Lord of the Rings, and in that book, there's a terrifying sequence with a spider, and I find that really hard. If they ever made a movie of those books, I would find it really hard to watch any scene with the spider, because that's It's annoying because they're only little things. And actually, I live in Los Angeles, and right now there's loads of spiders everywhere. It was a weather thing, I think, and quite frequently over the last few weeks, I've had to avoid spiders' webs. And yeah, I wouldn't be a very zen person, as I have played in other shows before, if I walked into one of those webs.
Yeah, mine's snakes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not a snake guy. I don't get how they move. I mean, I get how they move, but I don't get how they move. And yeah, so when we were in the woods in the south of East Coast, where I live in Georgia, and hung out with a bunch of friends and made money hanging out with each other. And we had this lady who would collect snakes to make sure that they weren't near me and my friends.
Like really big ones.
Big ones.
Yeah.
So snakes, I hate snakes.
Great question.
No other fears, though. We only have the one. So we can't, there's no other fears for us.
Quick question for me. Atlanta, Georgia has become a really, really big like film and TV area. Like, I don't, you've been there all your life, or did you see it coming up the ranks? Because now everything's filmed there, right?
I'm a product of that. I should not be where I am in all things in the industry but I lived in Atlanta, so I was a boom operator, so I did sound, I did stunt stuff, which is hilarious because I never did that professionally, even though that was like the thing I was probably most qualified for. And it just, I remember like, well, we don't have anyone technical here, so I had people that were like, that went to college for 6 years to filmmaking, and I'm the one showing them how to do things because I came up in Atlanta. So it's getting there. If it's not there, it's close.
Like a small LA. Very cool. We've got a question over here on microphone 2 on the left.
Hi, I met Tom earlier. Sorry for flapping, I was freaking out. I was wondering if you two could do my Be Real. And don't worry if not, I don't mind.
You could do what?
My Be Real.
What does that mean? Oh, Be Real.
Don't worry if not, I don't mind.
Wait, that's like a social media thing, right?
Yeah.
Wait, but what does that mean? What does that mean to do your Be Real?
It will just get posted to my friends.
No, but what does that mean? You have to film us or like do it at our table?
You take a photo like one way, and then it will take a photo on your back camera as well.
Oh yeah. You mean do that right now?
Yeah, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. You take a photo of me while I'm sitting.
So old. I'm like, what's this app?
Yeah, it's a new thing.
A Be Real.
Is it right if one of you
camera?
take it?
The camera that like puts fake filters on even when we don't ask for one is telling us to be real.
Yeah.
Good point.
How real can this be?
So you do it from there?
Is it right if one of you take it? I'm just shaking like.
Oh, you have to come here. I don't know if you can. Oh, you can come here. Yeah, okay.
Is that
Seems
alright?
cool.
Yeah.
You got security, don't worry.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
By the way, this has to be the only time we do this, guys, because you know how that'll steamroll and people will be like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's all film.
Yeah,
don't-
yeah.
we don't
This
have that
is
much time.
okay. Let's
All right.
just for the sake of this new technology. Like I said, they're built. We're being real.
You're so real right now.
It's with us and with them. Okay.
One of you take it, sorry.
Wait, so you take there and I go here.
I go. Yeah, but it's not showing the other side.
This is so awkward. I love it. You have to round of applause for being so real right now.
It felt nice to work again.
Will you do us a favor and please tag Comic Con Liverpool and
Yeah,
Monopoly
post it
so
and
we
tag
can
it.
all see it. Yes, that was you did
Do you have
very
some
well.
at number 3?
Tag everyone.
First, be real.
3 microphones. Cool. We have 4.
Call it be real. Serious?
Yeah.
Be real. It's like
All
gotta
right,
take
let's
a
not get
photo with
into-
everything.
Yeah.
Tom, I could talk about this for the next.
Yeah,
40
I would love
I
to
could talk
talk
about
to
this
you
for the next 35
about
minutes.
social media at Smug Orange because you are a lot of fun to follow on social media. But what are your thoughts on it? Do you find it tedious? Do you have fun with it?
I do it. I do social media like how I visit New York. You know, so I do use it like twice a year for like a few months, and then I leave it. I'm like, oh, I should get back. That's social media for me. I enjoy it. I just don't let it like. I don't try and cultivate it. I don't try and do anything with it. I post pictures of things I like or appreciate or want to share.
It's a weird thing because like I certainly like my team, like the people in my agents and stuff are always like, oh, you should do more. And I'm like, yeah, and you see other people like making loads of money off it and like other actors and stuff. But it's another job. Like the whole thing is just like it's another job. You have to like stay on it, and like we have friends who do a lot of it and they do really well from it. But like I just can't be asked. I just like I don't. This is my acting is my job, but I guess it's a good. I mean, this is also work as well, but it's like enjoyable. Like social media is not enjoyable. It's not fun
Interacting.
to like set up a whole shoot and show off a product or do whatever on my own. Like I'll do it like if I go to a studio and someone sets it all up, but like I don't want to figure out the lighting and get the angle and edit it. Like no. That's not my job.
Nobody wants to be that person that's too like sell, and you're like, yeah, use my code.
Yeah,
You know?
once or twice, to get some free stuff.
Sure.
But
Sure. As God intended. Amen. We have a question all the way up at microphone number 3 on the top right. I think
Hi,
you guys are
my
there.
name's
Yeah.
Isabel. I don't actually know if I can ask this question.
all right,
but it's
try. And we'll see.
Completely fine if not. What was your reaction with Rick leaving the show and Carl being killed off?
It was similar to what yours was.
That worked.
Super happy.
Sometimes media is based off of source material, and sometimes it should follow the source material. That's all I'll say.
Well said.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just a giggle fest. I love
This
it.
is on tape, right?
We've got a question. It's just between us. We've got a question at microphone number 1 here on the right. Hi.
Hi. So I met both of you guys earlier on at your tables, and I really appreciate how you make each fan feel special. Cooper, you were saying how the producers of Shazam were looking for a guy like Jerry from The Walking Dead, and you were like, why didn't they just ask Jerry, sort of thing. If somebody was to play you guys in a movie, who would you want to portray you?
Oh man. Jeez. I think Tom would play a great Cooper.
I don't think so. Paul Rudd, because he's funnier than me.
Good one.
I like someone who's like small like me, but also kind of funny because I'm not good at that kind of stuff. I think he's great at that.
I'd like The Rock to play me.
I knew
So
you
that-
were going to say that. Major rock vibes.
But no. So that way he could just take a break. Take a break, play me.
It's so funny. I knew you were going to say that. Well, great question. Thank you so much. We've got a question here, number 2 on the left.
Hi. Sorry, my voice is gone because I'm a scare actor. I'm Zoe, and my question is related to scare acting. What kind of creature or monster would you guys really, really like to play at a scare attraction without anyone knowing you were there?
That's a good question.
Oh yeah, I'd like to. If they didn't know I was an invisible ghost, and my costume would be a speaker hidden as a rock that's floating.
That
Not
would
the
get
rock,
people.
just a rock this time.
That's a good one. I once had a really fun Halloween where I hid outside a friend's house in camouflage netting and terrified little children. It was really. It's a funny thing because in America it's a huge deal, Halloween, and like everyone's really used to it, and everyone knows what to expect, so you don't feel quite as guilty as mentally scarring children. But so they're kind of, because they're kind of expecting it. But I think I thought this question was going to be about movies a little bit. I would love to see the werewolf movie done again really well, and I think a werewolf would be really fun to like dress up in and do in a really scary way. I haven't seen that often at any scare attraction because it involves a lot of makeup and unless you just wear a mask or something. But I think if you could do like a really cool realistic werewolf, then that would be cool.
Yeah, I agree. We don't have one
Yeah.
ours, so
No.
well said.
We'd make a fun werewolf movie.
Would we?
Yeah.
I wanted to do. There's actually maybe it's on tape, isn't it? I don't want to give away my ideas. But there is a movie that a movie idea that I have for a werewolf movie. But I think it's quite hard to do because it's like, how anthropomorphic do you go? Like, is it more like a dog, or is it more like a wolf, or is it more like, are you more of a human? Because it's quite hard to not make them look goofy.
Yeah.
Not Goofy the dog.
Yeah. No, I like them when they're like.
Just hench.
Yeah, just bigger and like really like dog legs, but still thick.
Are they standing on like a human?
They have moments when they can go up, but they travel with all four of their legs. They're still a wolf. They can't run. If I see a werewolf just sprinting like on a track,
You don't think they can run?
just it'd be like a trick. It's like, well, yeah, that werewolf does it. Not all of them run like that though. Majority of werewolves that don't have ambitions, they're four-legged. They walk around. They're not trying to not everything has to be a show for them. They're not showboating werewolves. These are just werewolves just trying to live their days. All four legs.
This is perfect spooky season talk right
Yeah,
now.
Halloween.
Yeah. Any favorite scary movies you can tell us about, or like seasonal
No.
Halloween movies? Maybe it's a
I don't
kid,
think we can.
even if it's past.
No, because it's produced by a studio.
Oh, not a good idea.
Yeah, no, can't do
Great,
it.
good one, Val. Let's go back to the fans. We're gonna go to microphone number 1 on the right.
Some good murder documentaries, I guess, are fine.
Hi, I'm Callie, and this question's for Tom. Tom, how was your reaction when you found out, that you was gonna be dying in the movie?
Sometimes you're doing a job and you've been doing it for a while, and you feel that you're kind of done with it. Or you feel that, sometimes I've done a lot of different jobs in my life, and they're all for different periods of time. And a lot of times you're only in it for a few weeks, or, could be a few months on a movie. But if you've been on something for a few years, and then you feel like there's no development of that part that you're playing, that then you're kind of okay with not doing it anymore. and that I have felt like that in the past. So in the past, when I've left a job, I haven't necessarily been that upset about it, especially if you leave a job in a way that you're really happy with. And I have in the past been happy with how that's happened. Thank you for the question.
Well said. Thank you. We've got a question here at microphone number 2.
Hi, my question's for Tom. I don't know if you can talk about kind of individual roles at the moment.
Not really, but go on.
Okay, so surrounding a certain character, yours, leaving names out of it.
This is great. It's like a little puzzle. Yeah.
You expressed that you kind of put some training into
Yes.
certain scenes. Do you have any kind of bitterness that never got to come to life? And
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you work really hard on something, like any job I do, I like to do research and find out about the person and the character. And if that character has something that they're really good at, then obviously you want to do a lot of research into that, and you get very excited about that, especially if there can be source material, like Lord of the Rings, or whatever. I'm so happy that I've got that workaround because it's a book. But so if there's source material, then you have that to go off of, and because if you're on a long-running television show, then you never know what's happening week to week. So sometimes it's nice to have a book to read or something, then like, oh, this is cool because this could happen. And then sometimes none of that stuff happens, and you get quite annoyed about that and depressed about that. And so then you reach a point where you're happy if you can leave. So yeah, especially if you work like something like that, which is really, really physical, and I got quite good at, and I wanted to show off. If you don't necessarily get the opportunity to do that, then it's a bit dispiriting. Yeah.
Thank you.
I had to wait for certain people to leave the show before I could start acting like I've been doing it since I was 3.
I have to ask, because we love all of the acting questions and getting your insight on, being in the industry. What's it like to watch yourself back? Is it something that you do because you want to improve, or do you hate watching yourself back? What's it like to see yourself in any role, not just specifically a TV show or a movie?
So I mean, like, I don't hate it, but there's just a little bit of where I'm like, okay, I have like 6 months of where I can handle looking at what I've done, and then you're just like, ugh. But the only thing, in my mind, every time I've worked, I'm like, I can't do any better, unfortunately. This is what you got. This is the best you're going to get from me, and that's sorry.
That's fair.
But yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? I look at it and I'm like, I blame the casting directors for hiring me. I'm like, well, that's on you. You saw what I did in the audition. That's your fault. So
it's all downhill from there, huh?
Yeah. So, but no, I do like watching things. For me, the biggest thing with acting is to be able to watch yourself where you look like you sound like you, but you don't recognize yourself. And that's like where you don't see the little things you do or the thoughts. And every now and again, there might be a moment where I'm like, ooh, okay, I was happy with that. But it's rare.
Yeah. I think you get used to it. I mean, whenever I look at stuff that I've done, it's more from a technical point of view, and especially when we're on set or something, I'm just always trying to figure out like where the best part of the frame or like how it works, what the lighting is like. Because a lot of times, like if you're shooting something which is meant to be like pitch black or like darker, it's not pitch black on set, but it might look like it through the, and that's what they want it to look like. So a lot of times when you're doing that, I need to go and look and go like, okay, so can I see anything? Or like, what does this look like for the audience? Because on set, it's not quite the same as how it's then portrayed. So you want to make sure you get that right. But also, I'm kind of able to remove myself. It's not me. It's a character that I'm playing. And hopefully, they definitely all carry certain traits that I have, because it's kind of hard to get rid of certain things. But like, they're definitely all different people. And so I don't really see myself and you can tell when people do that and look at themselves on the monitor too much, or like they care about how they look. It comes across, and it's stupid because you're not playing a character. You're just worried how you're looking, which is not helpful to a good performance.
Yeah, if I'm ever looking, I hate looking at playback event. You want to see playback? Nah, did you get it? Yeah, great. I'm trusting you. Like it's I don't know, it messes with you, because then you're thinking about what they're seeing and you just start thinking too much, and you're just like, just do it, and hopefully they caught it in the frame, I guess. But but to me it's always like they went with that. I also look at things where I'm like, I think about how long a setup took, and I'm watching, and then I'm looking at the edit, and I'm like, oh, it took us 4 hours for that? What? Okay, we need to come back and talk about that and discuss that later.
I could talk about this because we can't talk about different shows that we were on, and I can't mention any names, which is great. I was on a show once, and there was this big sequence, there's lots of people in it, blah, 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 lots of stuff happening, and one of the actors kind of made up his own little play that he was doing in one part of it, and he had this whole thing going on in the scene, and he was going over to the director and saying, "You're getting this right. You're getting what I'm doing. You're getting what I'm doing." And the director was amazing, and he was like, "Yeah, we're getting all of it." And I went and looked at the monitor, and he's like, nowhere near the frame. Like he's not even, and he's just doing this thing in the background, and it's just not on camera at all. But the direct, because it wasn't about that, like certain actors are like, they have to make up a little thing for themselves in the scene, but it's not important to the scene. So, and the director is concentrated on the important bit of the scene. But the director did a really great job of like, yes, we're seeing everything you're doing. And it was amazing. I was like, that was a really good job by the director of caressing an actor's ego, which unfortunately needs to happen sometimes.
Yeah, no, I find that super interesting. Thank you. We've got a question here from this microphone number 1. Can we kind of move that down for her? Would you mind? Thank you so much.
Well, let me get this for you, Maggie.
Round of applause, because listen, it's not easy to come and ask a question. We got you, buddy.
Chances are this is a statement rather than a question, judging from previous Q&As.
Okay.
So, fair warning.
My name's Maggie.
Hi, Maggie.
And that's probably it.
Oh.
That's a good name.
Round of applause for Maggie. Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you. Have you ever been asked a question that you just can't answer?
No, that was wonderful. What a wonderful question.
Thank you.
I love it. Thank you.
That's a first.
Hey, Barbie.
Hello. Yeah, I am a Barbie fan. This question is for you guys. I was wondering, what's your guys' favourite movie?
Without saying the
Can you describe it?
Yeah. Well,
there's a movie that recently came out.
Yeah, I want to hear how you do
which was the which was the 4th movie in a franchise, and it was terribly disappointing because they shouldn't be making those movies anymore. But the first movie of that franchise. Oh, they're actually the first and the 3rd. So there you go. Cryptic answer, but it should be able to work it out pretty easily.
The 70s film.
I love this.
Where is it set? Where does it take place?
The biggest city ever. That is also the source material. Yeah, is Action Comics. Yeah, they made a movie out of this comic book called Superman.
That's fair. That's fair.
I love that.
Comics aren't off the table. It's Comic-Con. Why not? Great question. Thank you. We had a question up at number 3. Did you just come down? Either way, thank you. We'll see at microphone number 1 on the right.
Hi, guys. If you had a choice, would you rather ride a dinosaur or be in an epic space battle?
That's question of the day right there. I love it.
I just watched a cartoon about a man who bears somewhat of a resemblance to me and a T-Rex. I'd ride the dinosaur.
Oh, that's good. I'd be in the space battle. So that's good. Both sides of the coin.
We love that question. Thank you. We've got another question at microphone number 1.
My question's for Tom. If they were to ask you, would you ever return to Waterloo Road?
Oi! Hey, I could talk about that because that's nothing to do with the studios. Yay! You know what? There's a part of me that wants to just turn up having a coffee in the background of one of the scenes. I actually I've been in contact with a few people from the show over the years. So Adam, who's now on Strictly, which is very fun, who's doing very well on Strictly Come Dancing, which is lovely. That's like Dancing with the Stars over here. He's
translated.
He's doing well on that. And it's called Strictly Come Dancing here. It's very fancy here. And Lauren, who played Mika on that show, and I had said like, oh yeah, at some point, but I don't live here anymore, so it's hard for me to do that. If I was here for a bit longer this trip, because I think they're filming right now actually. Adam's doing like Strictly and then going off to do that, and but I don't think I would come back as like a big storyline. I think it would be nice I think it would be fun just to be like, all right, mate, in the back of a in one of the scenes. I think that would be kind of fun. I'm really happy to see it's had this big resurgence. It's amazing, really amazing. I never thought, and obviously no one in America knows that show, and it's really fun for me to come back to come back to the UK and have people mention it and have me sign pictures of this. That was my first TV job out of drama school, which I got that like the year after I left, and it was really, really fun to do that. And so I would love to go and like revisit it, but no, I think the character's kind of moved on a bit now. But I would definitely like to pop up. It'd be kind of fun. It's so fun when people come up to me like, "Oh yeah, we saw you on Walking Dead," and I was like, "That's Brett," and I'm like, "This is hilarious." And it must be so surreal for people to see that and have me pop up in this American show. Wait, did I mention the name?
I feel like they signed a whole bunch of stuff, but whatever.
Anyway,
they're just words.
Yeah.
Words that just randomly jumbled up into a
Yeah.
title of a show.
Anyway, Waterloo Road was amazing and obviously a big part of my career. So I'm so happy to see it come back and see everyone having fun on it.
Yeah, it'd be so fun for the fans to see that. We have a question all the way up at microphone number 3 on the right. Hello.
Hi, can I ask, who or what inspired you to act?
People clapping. I think it's kind of rubbish when people are like, "I knew I wanted to be an actor from the time I was 7 years old," or "I knew." It's like, no, you didn't. You liked people clapping at you when you were showing off. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, you have no idea what it is to do the job or like be an actor. You just like attention. And I definitely liked attention.
It's such an honest answer. I
but
appreciate
it's true though. It's like rubbish. You have no idea what it is to actually do the job. But it was the only thing that I really took to. I was a decent student in school, but I didn't really enjoy anything else. And I always did that and did the school plays and did the after school activities with a local drama group and I was just in that youthful, naive way like, hey, I really enjoy this. I'm going to do this as my job. And thank God it worked out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't want to be an actor, did you?
No, not really. I had a cough and acting happened after that. Kind of serious. I just wanted to work in film. I didn't care what it was. Just getting to go to different places. So when I was in high school, I did the plays, and every class project was like we would film something, and then we started up the film club, and then the year after we left, they turned it into a class, and then I just wanted to keep. I wanted to learn all the camera stuff. I wanted to learn the lighting stuff, sound stuff, edit. So I spent some time trying to just do all that. And then acting, my strength in acting was how technically aware I am of stuff. So I knew lenses and I knew how to fill a frame. And if like my lav was down, I would ham up a moment to make sure the boom operator was able to swing the microphone in front of me. And I would just buy the time to be like, because I knew this wasn't going to work, and I am not going to do ADR if I don't have to. So, but yeah, so there was I just the inspiration is like wanting to work with friends in a fun environment. That's what inspired me to do this. Just hang out with friends.
Like you said, get paid for it. What's better than that? I would imagine, though, that you having knowledge of the behind-the-scenes stuff, I'm sure that makes you more appreciative of the whole crew while you're acting, right?
Oh yeah, it was never as a crew member that there's been multiple times where I've worked straight 24 hours, like actively having to just stay awake, and it was not worth the pay. But it was yeah. So when people are like, oh, do you laugh during a take? I'm like, nah. It's like, why would I do that? Like, unless I want to get fired, I don't think, so I have fun on set, but like people want to get home, and you're going to get your best work from a crew that knows they're going to go home at a certain time. So that's, that helped, every time I'm on set, crew knows I'm going to do one take because it won't get any better. They know that's it.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. We've got a question here let's go to microphone number 1 on the right.
Hello. It's a question for both of yous. Obviously, in The Walking Dead, Jerry and Jesus, if you could choose any other character, who would you be and why?
Oh, maybe.
We'll do it by no, I can't imitate them. I'd have liked to play a character that was in the first 2 seasons and shaved his head.
Wait, that was my character. Wait, in the first few or the first
first 2 seasons?
I'm kind of the same. It was a really good character. Or a character who lost his arm in the first few seasons. Just because bad guys are fun to play, and there are a couple of other characters who, I mean, I love my character and everything, but nice guys get a bit boring. Tell me about it. Yeah, so it's nice to play someone who's got a bit of edge, and there were some characters early on who had, I mean, there's lots of characters who have edge, but early on who had a bit more, I think.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Got a question here at microphone number 2 on the left.
I've got 2 questions because I'm cheeky. My first one's for Tom. How comfortable was it on the back of the horse?
I've actually done a lot of that back of the horse.
Yeah.
So I've done a lot of horse riding now in my career, but there's a big difference between sitting on a horse and being draped over a horse. In television shows that I've been draped over a horse. It's not necessarily been me the whole time. It's sometimes a dummy, but in scenes where it has to be me draped over a horse, it's actually not you have to work to stay in that position, but also be dead. So it's quite hard to do that. And luckily I didn't have to do it for very long. But yeah, not the most comfortable thing to be draped over a horse.
And my second question, in that comic book series about zombie apocalypse, there's a man gets his arm trapped under a log and somebody else that looks like a very famous man. Do you think they'd have made a nice couple?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you. Another question at microphone 2 on the left.
Hiya. My question's for you, Tom. What was it like to work with, actually it's for both of you, but Tom, what was it like for you to work with Michael Sheen, and is there anybody that either of you would really, really love to work with?
When I got the opportunity to work with Michael, I was literally jumping around for joy in my living room because he's such a fantastic actor. And, you only get better by doing in this profession, and you don't necessarily get enough opportunities to get better. And on other shows I've been on, I felt like, I'm not getting enough opportunity to get better because I'm not working enough or working on material which is pushing me. When I worked with Michael, I was being pushed a lot in a lot of different ways. And it wasn't that those scenes with him were hard, because they weren't. They were really easy because he's such a fantastic actor. So when you work with someone like that, if you know your character really well and he knows his character really well, you just let it happen and see where the scene takes you. And it's just fantastic. And I would find myself on more than one occasion looking at him during a take being like, wow, that was so good. Oh God, I wish he weren't, because he would do outrageous things. He could really push his character, and he's done it in many, many different projects. But because he's so grounded in whoever he's playing, and he's just very adept with how he uses. I've worked with Ben Kingsley before, and he would call it his instrument. But I'm not sure if Michael would call it his instrument. But Michael's very adept at using what he has, physically and emotionally and mentally, to really make a character sing. And no, he's fantastic. And I was, overjoyed to have as much, because a lot of stuff that I would do with him was just us in a room, which is just amazing. And I got better through it. And that's what you wish for. You just want to work with great people. And that's, if you get to a position where you're lucky enough and you've got, enough money in the bank to survive, then you should try and choose directors and actors. We'd have little choice in this profession, but when you can, it's great to be able to make those decisions. Like, I've recently worked with other people who I'm over the moon to have worked with, even on a few scenes of something, and it's always just amazing for you and your career and just getting better overall. So yeah, he was great. Who would you like to work with, Cooper?
Oh, gee. I had all this time to think about it.
I spoke for a long time.
Yeah, well, I just got lost in it. No, I took like a daydream. I was there. I was listening to your words.
Why is it The Rock? Why is it?
Yeah.
Came right back to that.
Yeah, no. I think I'd be all right without him. No, I'm kidding. Rock's cool. I'd like to work... Geez, I always wanted to work with Anthony Hopkins. It just seemed cool. I don't know. Every time I watch him, I just like... I always look at eyes. That's always my thing. And, if I think someone's lying or someone's acting, I'm looking at their eyes. So I see a lot of actors when I watch stuff. And so... But he's someone where you look and it's like, oh, he's like, that'd be cool.
He's perfected, he just has an ease to what he does, and he just is so relaxed in it, and it just has such certainty, like you said, in his eyes. He's just got that certainty with him. I did an audition with him once, but I didn't get the part, but he was with me and we did the scene together. That's and it was to play, I can't remember what the movie, I can't talk about it, but it was to play... Jesus. Not to play Jesus.
Play Jesus?
Different guy.
What? How dare you?
To play a character who has a crazy mother. And in the scene, I can say that. It was a movie where he played Hitchcock. And in the scene, we finished the audition, and he just kept on going, and he asked me, what's your mother like? And I said, because she's true, my mum's quite small. And and then I realized we're still doing the scene. And so we kind of improvised for a bit afterwards, and that was really cool. That was my first, but because it was the ease of it. Yeah. So he asked me a question it wasn't the audition is over. He was so at ease with the scene and what we were doing that it just drifted into then just conversation. And that's really, a lot of acting is relaxation, and he's just very relaxed. I mean, he's been doing it for a long time, but he just gets that about it.
It's like inside the actor's studio up here. I love it. Thank you for your question. We're going to do one final question here at microphone 2 on the left.
Hi, I'm Laura. It's lovely to meet you guys. Hello. I was wondering if you had any unusual skills, or if you did any unusual hobbies, or if you learned anything particularly unusual for any roles that you've done.
You do lots of weird martial arts stuff, don't you?
The weirdest. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff that I've done for things were things I already knew how to do. But weird things I like to do is I'll just sing gibberish randomly at any point in the house, to the point where my dog, he's tiny, little Chewini, he's 7 pounds. He doesn't freak out at fireworks or anything because he's so used to me just being super quiet, and then all of a sudden I'll just start singing at the top of my lungs. I don't know if that's a skill.
Well, you know what you got to do now, don't you?
You got to do it now.
At the top, it's too loud. No, I'll do I was imitating Gaston. So I it's over, beast, and I doing this this thing, and my dog will be like, "What's up?" So it's time to take some action, boys. It's I'll go this. Time to follow, and I'll be yelling it throughout there, and then that's the Broadway, so it's fine.
And then, you really never wanted to be an actor?
Huh? Sure? No, I don't. I just singing it around.
It's supposed to be Gaston. That's what it is.
It's no, I mean it's always been fun, but I've always been as a crew member, seeing actors that's so stressful. As a boom op, I got to I could go to sleep for 2 hours and then show up and do my job perfectly. And then as an actor, you can still be nailing your lines, but you look like crap. So you're so I was oh, and then I can mess up a little bit of a sound thing and no one's going to know. But then as an actor, it's everyone's going to blame you. you are going to be blamed for all of it. It doesn't matter that that thing was broken or that this person didn't show up and so the scene looks off. It's your fault. So like, I always had that in my head as a crew member. So I always think about like, yeah, when I was a crew member, I thought how much it sucked to be an actor, and as an actor, I think about how much sucks it is to be a crew member. So it's always.
It's cool to have that perspective though, and to respect both sides. It's really neat.
Oh yeah, no, I just feel bad for everybody now.
Well, guys, it's been so amazing chatting with you, and thank you for all of your great questions and keeping it random and fun. But any final words for your fans here in Liverpool as we let you get back to the autograph area?
I'm so happy to be here. I've heard about this convention for a few years now, and it's more akin to like some of the huge ones. So we've done big ones in Chicago and New York and these places, and this is like that. This is like really huge, amazing convention, and I'm just so happy that everyone in England is starting to go and have fun, because it's especially Monopoly events. They run really great ones, and there's something for everyone, and there's lots of stuff you can do, and you don't have to spend loads of money if you don't want to. And I'm just I always just enjoy being here and having fun with everyone, because everyone always has a really good time, and it's just nice to be spreading joy at this hard time in world geopolitical history.
Yeah, the what he said, and just not as eloquently, and also like as I look out over everybody, just take this moment to bring your arms back, put your palms in the air. You all look like, I'm telling you, bring your arms up, bring it back, and look up. Just look up. And if you feel like, oh wow, this is stretching my back, or if it's worse, you say this hurts, you guys got to stretch. So yeah, stretch more, dear Lord.
That's really good advice.
It's very good advice. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your love in
Thank you,
Liverpool
everyone.
here.
Thank you, guys.
For Tom and Cooper.